Me and Clarence never had a scare. Like, I've never gotten pregnant, and for reasons, it's not that easy. But that's all I'm gonna say to that.
Welcome to another edition of Spit the Tea, where we try to give you the tea exactly how we got it. We spit it right back at you the same way.
Up, girl? You got some tea for me? I mean,
What's going on, YouTube? So, you have heard the story. Finally, Clarence NYC from Queen and Clarence, or whatever they call themselves, girlfriend has spoken out about an alleged book that she wrote about when she was dating Clarence. Now, we're going to go through this thing, kind of listen to what she has to say, break it down. Y'all comment down below and tell me what y'all think about this whole situation as I guess, commentary. We'll see.
As you guys know, I said that I was going to address some things. So in this video today, I'm going to talk about, well, really I'm going to react to the part 1 of Queen of Lies.
Basically, the book starts off with the young lady saying that she's from the Bronx, and she mentioned that she suffers from depression and has always had to go to therapy all her life, and she had a rough upbringing. It starts off by her basically.
Okay, so I am from the Bronx. I was born and raised here, and I not ever suffered from depression. And I've never visited a therapist. I never went to therapy. That is false.
So she started out basically debunking the whole book already by the lies that's in it, by saying she went to therapy, and she broke that out, no therapy. But as you listen and get deeper in it, someone has really wrote a fictional book, and I think it's all been written, spent from YouTube, and somebody spent that to make this book. I don't think this book is actual. I think this is a fictional book. So let's just see how she feel about that. She about to get into her and Clarence's relationship, what make this book seem so relevant. Check it out.
Saying, like, I don't know where to begin, should she start where, at the point where, her man, the love of her life, left her for another woman because he wanted to be rich, or should she start at the point where, the love of her life convinced her to, have an abortion just for a couple.
Maybe I should have stopped it a little bit before. But me and Clarence been together for 5 years, and you could only imagine in 5 years what a relationship goes through. No relationship is perfect. Me and him went through a share of things. I have suffered. I've forgiven him. We got back together a few times, and no one knows till you actually experience this for yourself. But when you are in a relationship and you love somebody, you forgive them and you want to try to work it out. And of course that's what I did, because I loved him. I thought that was the man of my dreams and the man I was going to marry and have children with. So although I knew at times it wasn't right, or I'm not going to say it wasn't right, but I shouldn't have went back, I still did. I gave him another chance, and yeah, we try to make it work. But you never know that once you lose trust and once you go down this dark path, things aren't the same. Different things happen in a relationship, like you start acting differently around the person. Your mind is already like tormented with so many things, so you're just scared of things now. Moving forward to her saying that I had an abortion, me and Clarence never had a scare. Like, I've never gotten pregnant, and for reasons, it's not that easy. But that's all I'm gonna say to that. Yeah, I feel like, as a matter of fact, let me just address this, because I'm a little upset. I didn't watch Clarence's second reaction, but a few people told me that he spoke about me having health issues and I couldn't have a baby.
So, basically, again, she's not going to tell you about the abortion. It may have been a miscarriage. So, they're throwing stuff out in this book very casually, throwing words out there to try to spin it so people wouldn't think it was about Queen, even though it's called Queen of Lies. Just my opinion. It's a way trying to cover their own trail by giving fake names and then putting out certain parts of what's truth, facts, fictions, kind of mixing it up. Y'all listen to her. She'll carry on.
When I've been, I don't want to say I've been depressed about it, but the thought is haunting that it's hard for me to have. I'm not going to say that I can't have. It's hard for me to have. So he didn't have the right. He didn't have the right to talk about that, or he didn't talk about it, but I heard he mentioned it. He didn't have right to mention it at all. I'm disappointed that he did that, because in 3 years that I haven't said anything about him, I respected their relationship. I expected him to respect me as a human. I've been quiet. I haven't said anything, but you're talking about my health problems.
So she began like this. So basically, the character's name, her ex, Clay. Clay is basically allegedly supposed to be Clarence. So Clarence basically, allegedly, was the character Clay was sleeping with, you know, older women for money. But no.
That's not true. In the 5 years of me being with Clarence, I don't know anything about him sleeping with older women. Like,
just from this part alone, I'm thinking it's somebody that's mixing Queen and Chris with Queen and Clarence, and they doing something. It's somebody in their circle that know bits and parts of everybody's story, and what they did is they wrapped it all in one, and they all jumbled up and all out of place. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm being messy because I thought Chris was sleeping with somebody, getting money, and help take care of them before. I think I heard them say that before. Could be wrong. Y'all let me know if I'm wrong. Comment below.
Basically, she was explaining that having sex was his source of income. You know, having sex was his source of income. And Clay had a horrible shopping habit. And appearance was everything to him. So he had to have money. So
Clarence always liked to look good. He always liked to dress.
Which is allegedly Leslie, was like, okay, do it the legal way and sign up for like a sexy social media site and, you know, do it that way. And so he did, and he got basically over 25,000 fans. He got about 25,000 fans instantly. And some women were just paying $500 just for him to send them pics.
I don't know anything about that.
He would get like $500.
That's not true.
So that was 2 years into their relationship.
Okay, yeah, that is not true.
So one day, while allegedly Leslie was basically, you know, just going through Clay's phone because, you know, she was bored, she saw a message from a girl. And the message said, "Oh my God, you are so damn fine. If I wasn't married, I'd marry you." That's what the message said. She was famous, the ex.
Okay, so I've never went through his phone and saw that message. Okay, I'm gonna just stop right there.
Alright, so that's just a little bit of her kind of like getting into the basis of the book, kind of like knocking everything down from the beginning as far as just the girl kind of introducing herself. Now she about to get into, I guess, a little bit of meat in the story, and she gonna dig deeper into her and Queen relationship. Her and Clarence relationship, and how he met Queen and what it was all about, and pretty much saying they were still together even when him and Queen was doing videos. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
Had explained. Then allegedly Leslie clicked on her account, and her account had 3 million fans. Like, basically, she was popular.
Alright, so I'm gonna say this. There was a time in the basement, because that's where I was living at when we were together with him. because this just sounds familiar, and I guess people are putting pieces together, but I've never looked at his phone or seen a message of Queen. The only thing that this reminds me of is the time where he had told me that Queen wrote to him and told him that he should start YouTube. And that's it. And he made it seem to me that when she DM'd him that was a long time ago. Mind you, the reason why I know of her is because me and Clarence used to watch her videos with Chris Sales. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed her humor. I enjoyed his humor. I enjoyed them together. And me and Clarence used to watch their videos.
You sure? Yeah.
Wow. Did she just drop some real tea? Did everybody know that? I'm just curious.
That's the crazy shit. That's the crazy part. But yeah.
Her account had 3 million fans, and then it's like it went from, oh my God, you were so damn fine. If I wasn't married, I'd marry you. So the girl was married. You know, after that, she continued to send messages. She continued to send messages to this girl's man.
I guess that's true because it's all over YouTube. Their conversations.
She was married, and she was sending messages to another man.
I found out also when you guys found out.
Talking about she wanted to marry him.
And then it all made sense.
And if it wasn't for
why me and him was going through what we was going through towards the end of our relationship.
Don't even know the man. It's a complete stranger. Mind you, only know him off of social media. Already talk about she would marry him because he's fine. Really, just real dumb.
So Queen said that man fine all the time.
Allegedly, Leslie, the ex, said that she saw more messages, and that person, that famous public figure, started telling Clay stories about her husband. The public figure was talking about her husband, how her husband found her unattractive, and how she wanted to leave her husband to be with Clay.
I'm not going to talk about anything with her and her husband because it's not my business.
And so, Clay basically, you know, the ex basically that's the author of the book, the ex basically flipped out. She got mad because she's like, you're not just doing this for money. Like, there's an emotional connection that's building. Like, you're basically taking it too far. You're actually listening to this girl. You're actually, you know, entertaining this girl on a...
Okay, so, around the time that Queen came to his life, me and Clarence, we never really broke up. What he asked for was space because he wanted to do things that he couldn't do while I was there living with him. That's what he told me. And I cried about it. I was sad. I was hurt. But I didn't want to stop him from achieving his goals or doing whatever he wanted to do.
Girl, he just wanted to cheat without saying he would cheat. Wanted to see was it worth the trade-off.
I didn't want to be the tremendous obstacle that he needs to go over, you know? As much as I loved him, I wanted him to be happy too. And I wasn't going to sit back and get treated less than I deserved. So I let it be. And I gave him space. I went back to my house and yeah, one thing led to another. So I went back home. I gave him his space. We never really said it's over, We didn't. That's not how it ended. It was just space that he wanted, so I gave it to him. And I remember talking on the phone with him when they started making their videos, and he told me, you know, I love you. You know, I want to marry you. You know, I want to have kids with you. This is just business.
That's exactly what he's telling Queen.
And I said, fine. Then I also told him, Clarence, the more you with her, the more you guys are gonna get feelings for each other. And obviously she likes him. I mean, he told me that. He told me, like, yeah, of course she likes me, but that's not the case. It's just business. And I said, fine. But I already knew. He told me, assured me that that wasn't the case. So I believed him. And then the videos kept coming. They kept coming. They were getting a little more enticing. And I couldn't handle it. I remember, if I go back, I remember when they was on live and I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me. But when the video started getting a little more like freaky and too like I don't know, when it was just getting too much, I couldn't handle it. And I knew then that I had to just let it go. I couldn't deal with that. And he obviously was getting to a space that where he wanted to be. So I pretty much let it go, you know?
So Clarence didn't really break up with her. He just let her assume what she gonna assume and let her do it to break it up so it'd be easier for him for a transition. Like you say, she broke up with me. Typical.
That's deeper than money. So like what's really good. So then Clay simply just said to his ex, that supposedly Leslie, chill, babe. Like, he's just trying to get his followers up. And Clay basically said that this girl is basically just to come up. She's loaded with money and clout. And basically that was it. That's all it was to him. That's what Clay told the ex. So
he didn't tell me that those things are the obvious. I mean, he didn't have to tell me all that.
Bro, niggas be lying for no reason.
The public figure, but the reason why Leslie had flipped out even more wasn't just because of the text messages. It was because Clay had invited her to New York. She was invited to New York, and that's when allegedly Leslie, who is allegedly the ex, flipped out and was like,
I don't know about Clarence inviting Queen to New York. I do know that she came to New York to visit. I don't know how they got together because I didn't read messages. I know just as much as you guys know from after they posted how they started and whatever. So I don't really know how that shit started. So I want to assume that they were talking on Instagram, exchanging times to see each other or whatever.
invite her to New York for, like, what you doing? This is not about money. But Clay's telling her it is about money. She's loaded with money and clout. Hello, like, I'm just trying to gain her trust. I'm just trying to, get this money, get this bag. That's basically what Clay is telling.
She's very, very clearly still hurt about this situation.
The author of the book, the ex. So, sure enough, the ex agrees and says, okay, well, she's not going to get in the way of him getting money. So, basically, the public figure comes to New York. The ex said that basically, verbatim, she took pics all in my man's house, and she paid for Clay's dinner and took them out. And
I know there was pictures in the basement, but I don't know about the dinner.
Also mentioned that she was on a budget because she said that her husband, the public figure said that her husband pretty much took all her money, so she was on a budget. So to continue on, the public figure said that her ex-husband, while she was in New York with Clay, took all the money, and so she was on a budget. So while she was there, she paid for their dinner and stuff like that, but she still let it be known she's on a budget because her ex-husband basically took all the money. That's what she said he allegedly did.
So that is it. They got a lot of truth to this story. They need to check their circle. The circle is big and small. That YouTube stuff they was doing, somebody said, well, we can make more money on Queen of Lies than we may be making on YouTube. We can make more money on Queen of Lies than we can make on posting a video. They need to check their circle. It's tight. It ain't tight. It ain't tight enough. It ain't tight enough.
What the hell we gonna do now?
In my opinion, this story is a mix of stories about Queen and Clarence, but they mixing up the stories they know about Queen and Chris. Just my opinion. Y'all comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think.